Welcome, everybody, to another Georgia Archery podcast. I'm your host, Big John Chandler, and this is where we talk about anything and everything to do with archery in the state of Georgia and Georgia archers wherever they may shoot. And as you can see, if you're watching the video, but as you're listening, I have the manna from Savannah. Mr. Dwayne Horton is in the house. What's up, Dwayne?
Manna from Savannah.
That's right.
I like that one. Now that's not a bad one. I'm going to get that put on my shooter jersey next year.
The manna from Savannah. I hear you. What's up, brother?
Man, same old, man. How's it going? What's going on in your neck of the hood?
Dude, it has been one of them. We had a really good weekend. We'll talk about it when we get to that point.
Yeah, that's right.
But work's been good. We had a delivery of some Matthews bows come in,
Cool,
and
cool.
then we had some Rambo bikes delivered.
Okay.
So now we are in a Rambo bike dealer and put them together and doing some videos. And we even freshened up the range. So on Monday, we did some changing around in the range and more to come because it's spring cleaning, right? So we're
Mm-hmm.
freshening up the range.
That's right.
So that's how work's been. And then on Saturday, there was a lot of stuff going on. And
Man, there
so
was.
you know how that is, right?
Oh yeah,
But you had a good weekend?
I did. We had a good weekend. A lot of there was a lot of archery to be done this weekend,
You are not joking.
and I did a lot of it.
Yeah, well, you shot a lot of archery. How's work, man? I mean, the weather didn't come through as bad as we thought it was going to come through.
No, it didn't.
And so you didn't have as and don't wish harm on nobody, but that your business is fixing roofs.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely. No, we don't pray for bad weather. We're just here if it comes, you know. So my my business
no,
doesn't
no, no,
doesn't depend
no.
on insurance work. I'm not an insurance contractor. I don't do all that. Primarily I'm a retail guy. I like,
That's right.
I do all retail. I love retail, and that's what we thrive on. This time of year is really slow. So March is generally our slowest month of the year. So
Okay,
I've had a lot of free time on my hands. Next month we usually start ramping up in like middle of
ramping up.
April, stuff like that. So
I got you. Well, as you mentioned, there was a whole lot of shooting going
it was.
on Saturday down in Richmond Hill.
That's right.
That's your neck of the hood. Oh yeah, it's your shoot. Coastal Empire had a shoot this weekend. Y'all ended up with like 26 archers
We
and
did.
and 9 in the hunter.
Yes. So there was. So we had 26. Most majority of the people that showed up were like shooting for fun.
Yeah,
They wanted to shoot for fun, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we love it when you come out and shoot for fun because what
for
happens
sure.
is you get bit by the bug and you want to come back and keep coming back, keep coming back.
Oh yeah,
And the 9 people that we had shoot the
challenge.
ultimate archer challenge were dude, they were pretty stoked, man. I got some really good feedback from those 9 people. So that started. So
Yep.
everybody got their first score in with these 9 archers. They got their first score in,
And
and
now
then our
hopefully they'll go out and tell all their friends to come on and do it too.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. And then we
Yeah.
did the 65-yard long shot for the
Oh.
Matthews lift,
Uh
and
huh.
we had three people.
Or
Yeah,
in
we
the
had
pot.
3 people are in the pot. One guy, Simeon's in the pot twice, so he had 2 errors.
Oh, he had 2
Yeah,
airs.
he had 2 errors, so his name goes in twice already. So yeah, we had a good time. It was a good setup. A lot of people like the alligator target that I've been working on for past 3 months. I had a lot of people comment on that. They were like, "Hey man, that's the first time I ever shot an alligator target. Man, that was super cool. That was pretty fun." So we had a good time, man. We had a really good time.
Yeah, we've I've shot an alligator target in the past. I know Christian bow hunters had a little pond out there, and we used to shoot around the pond. And
Okay.
then they stuck the alligator in the pond on a little, like a the foam that you put under docks, floating docks.
That's
So
right.
and they had him tied to a rope. The wind would blow him out. So he'd be out there just floating around, and you'd shoot at him, and then you take the rope, pull it in to get your arrows. It was pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That
So
sounds really cool.
It was really cool. But yeah, so then Rocky Creek had their shoot like we talked about. You could go down there and move. If you was on the way, stop at one, get to the next one,
That's right.
and get down. So Rocky Creek had
Rocky
about
Creek.
13 shooters.
13 shooters.
Yep. So
Yeah,
that was your neck of the hood. Going that
it
way.
is. Yeah, we like going to shoot. And don't get me, if had I not had a shoot, I would have went and shot
Oh, for sure.
Rocky
Because you got to be.
Creek, because
You can't be in
that's
two places at once.
no, I can't be in two places at one time. But that's
100%.
always, I love going up there. She always sets a really tough range, and
Mm-hmm.
she gets you prepared for the upcoming event and the
I got
upcoming
you.
ASA. And she's really good at doing that.
Yep. Well, Sweetwater had their shoot this weekend too. That's up there on the other end. They had 45 shooters show up to that.
45 shooters. And correct me if I'm wrong, did they disband that club and then now they're bringing it back? Is that how that is that
No,
what
so
happened?
it's not disbanding
Okay.
as much as it was. Well, everybody knows Fish. If you know Jimmy Waters,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was running it. I mean, as far as he was there every time, sign ups, doing cooking, he was doing it. Well, he moved to Texas.
Oh, okay.
So when he left, they had to figure out who's going to do. So there was sort of in the mix of the group trying to figure out who's going to do, when they could do, and how they do. So this was like announced later than normal. It wasn't. Excuse me. It wasn't a schedule that had been pushed out a long time ago. And
Right.
so,
Okay.
but it was. It must have been good enough time for 45 people to show up and shoot.
Yeah.
So
That's a really good turnout.
yep,
That's a strong turnout.
that's right. And this is your favorite named club, Scrub Buck Bow Club.
Scrub Bug, man. I love that name.
All right, so let me tell you, that is a great name, and y'all should, if you ever get a chance, go down there and support the guy. We're talking some free fun to shoot some, and he bought some ASA targets.
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
He didn't have a big crowd. He
Okay.
was he was a little disappointed. Because me and
I
him have
can
texted back and forth.
yeah.
I told him, I said it's one of those, build it and it will come. They're not going to come the first time, but somebody else has got to tell them, right? And then something else tells them, and then but go support the guy, man. He's doing he's trying his best. I mean, he went and bought ASA targets for the reason of people said that's the kind of target I want to shoot.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
And if you know, like I know, these things ain't cheap. So
oh,
they're
for
not
sure.
easy. They're not easy to come by neither. I
Nope,
promise you.
definitely not. So the traditional bow hunters of Georgia had their northern zone shoot up there in Ranger, Georgia, and they had 55 sticking stringers.
55. They always come out strong.
Yeah.
And they always come out strong, and they always
Yep.
support their shoots. So they have a northern zone shoot.
Yep.
So
Yep.
they do north, south, east, west. Is that how they do it?
If someone hosts it, yes.
Okay.
Their biggest shoot should be coming up next month. They call it their something championship or something, and it's usually their largest. So,
Okay.
it's happening soon. So, we'll have you updated when it comes through for sure.
We need to see if we can't get one of those guys on here and let's talk about it.
Yeah, I got a guy that we could definitely, the guy that's been feeding me information on it.
Okay.
We can get him on for sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool to talk.
So, and well, I didn't get to practice no 3D, even though there was all those places to shoot 3D on Saturday,
Yeah.
because I happened to be in Tyrone, Georgia.
Yeah, you had some kids you had to deal with.
75 plus
75
shooters
plus, man. God almighty.
in the S3DA State Outdoor event.
Okay. And so in last week you told me how that run, and they
Okay.
run in like you said before, they're shooting a was it 65 centimeter? Is that what you said?
80 centimeter
80 centimeter.
at the for the compound shooters, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And for the young adults, it's at 50 meters.
Right.
And for the youth and young adults are at 50 meters.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have some at 30 meters. And then you have some so the youth may be at 30 meters. And then you have the Eagles and Junior Eagles that are at like 20 meters, I think is what it is. So, and then recurve shoot at a 122 if you're a bare bow. What's funny is the recurve juniors or young adults all shoot at 60 meters.
Okay.
So recurve shoots farther than a compounder.
Right. That's
But they
interesting.
but they
Why though?
shoot well. U.S. archery rules puts adults at 70 meters for the recurve because that's what the Olympics is.
I got you.
And then
Okay.
the juniors in the U.S. archery are at 60 meters, and so and they back they get them closer as they go. But the 50-meter mark is for the youth, for the recurvers. It's pretty interesting.
And so the age brackets for classes
It's
are
like U13, U15, so
right.
forth.
So it's like your US. So it's USA based, not
That well, no, with S3DA they have Eagle, Junior Eagle, youth, young adult, just like if you were shooting an ASA event.
ASA. Just
Yep,
like ASA. Then okay,
yep.
I got you.
But yeah, so started out really chilly. Wind blew like mo mothers, and
Yeah, it was windy.
it was it was
It
windy.
was real windy. Yeah.
Um, and we all had a great time. It warmed up. I come out of that hoodie and went to work, watching the kids shoot and taking pictures. Speaking of that, if you want to see those pictures, you can find them at Georgia Archery's website, www.georgiaarchery.com, and it says archery photos. I'm throwing that out there because some people don't know that I put the photos up on those pictures. So there's photos from there. There's photos from the GBAA.
Spring turkey and the indoor.
Spring Turkey awards were, but not shooting because my photographer wasn't shooting a camera; she was shooting a bow.
Right. So she was yeah. She was preoccupied doing the fun things.
Yeah, well, she really loves 3D, so it was like, hey, I'll let you can shoot, but she did get the awards and the
Yeah.
pictures, and then when we go back that from the indoor, all of the indoor pictures are on there, and the bow hunter indoor shoot that they had, all of those pictures are on there and that kind of stuff. So it's a
Yeah, I
good,
swiped a few off of that one.
yeah, everybody does, but that's what it's there for. Um, Throw me a bone, man. Throw me a
I
bone.
got you.
No,
I
just
got you.
kidding.
I got you.
Um, but yeah. So setting and then it was pretty nice. I brag on the team a little bit. We took 8 down there and 5 podiums, so that wasn't too shabby. On
No, that's super cool. That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
2 state champions, second and third. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
not bad at all. Had a good time. The Gabby, we talked about her before, right? So
Hmm.
Gabby, she was the highest score on the field.
On the field. So
On the
okay,
field,
that's awesome.
76 archers, and she was the highest score on the field.
That's awesome.
And if you saw a picture, there was a picture of her pointing at a 6. She
Ooh,
shot. She shot in a 6 ring one time,
and still took it. And
and
still took
still
the high
took it.
score.
And
Still took high score.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
One just got loose on her.
So that picture's on there, and tons of other pictures. So you can go out there and look. And if you were there and didn't know that was there, you can find it on the archery photos page of the web page. But yeah, man, we had a blast. Hats off to Velocity Archery for hosting that event. That was their first time doing a state championship. They had hosted a regional indoor one time, and so that was their first time. Did a good job. The field was and you know this, when you set up a field, especially in a field that's not a soccer field, a baseball field, something that's already been, you get a little slope. So
Yep.
it really looked like the targets were off. Like
Oh,
that was the first thing that coaches would say, and so we went out there and made sure it was square in
okay.
front of everybody, so that we say, look, there it is, it's all square. So, but after that, we all had a good time, fought the wind. Probably have to fight some of those trigger punchers. Bad habits that picked up trying to
That's right.
fight the
That's right.
wind. But
It happens. It
we
happens.
we did good. So
Well, it gets some kids ready for Arizona. Like if they were to
yep,
fly out to Arizona and shoot the what's that out there? The USAT? Is that what
yeah.
that
Well,
is out
yeah,
there?
it'd be it's
Yeah,
the Arizona Cup.
Arizona Cup. So if you
Yep,
fly out there and shoot the Arizona Cup, you will be shooting in
yep.
wind.
It's gonna shoot and wind. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
Desert. It
You got
is
to learn how to
windy.
hold off.
It is definitely windy out there. It always is. I was there 2 years ago.
Hmm.
Youth World Trials was there. Um, but anywho, that's what was going on. Those kids had a great time. So they're on to 3D now.
On the 3D.
Yep, on to 3D. And on Sunday, it says North 40, but I never saw anything. So I'm gonna have to get on somebody and see if he's even if they're actually people are shooting or if he's just if he made the schedule and then things didn't work out. I don't know. I
Right.
haven't seen any post.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from him either.
But there's another little place down there on your end of the hood.
There is.
You're also a member of that club,
Yes, I am.
the oldest archery club I think in the state of Georgia.
Yes, it is. It is the
Um,
oldest archery club in the state of Georgia.
Ogeechee Bowman had an ASA qualifier.
They did, and I'm so. And dude, let me tell you something. I am so happy that we are able to say that. And
Yeah,
because
for sure.
there was
For the longest
quite
time,
dude, there was quite a while where
100%.
that just was not a thing down
Nope,
here at all. So
nope.
I'm happy that we can even say that. To be honest with
I was. We'll talk about that on there in a minute. But
you.
anyway, they ended up with 38 shooters. Had a good time. I saw some names I remembered or recognized that are always at most of them, and had drove a long way to get there. So um,
There were some overnighters.
yep. So 38 shooters is a good deal down there in your neck of the hood. Really
Yes,
is.
it is. Yes, it is.
So yeah. So the I had a gentleman was in the store today, and he said that he's moving. He actually lives somewhere in the Savannah area, but he's moving from a house to an apartment. Something. He works for. Oh my gosh, I just lost it. What's the trailer, the camper that looks like a all silver? What is
Tesla.
it? No, camper.
I was a camper.
Um,
Oh, the Oh, yeah, yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the air.
Yes. What is it?
Uh, Air.
Come on. Anyway, that's where he works.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
he was
I
in the
got you.
store. His buddy was shooting from Georgia,
Hmm.
going to college at Georgia, and he was hanging out with him. His buddy needed something, some stabilizer or something for his bow because he's going to turkey hunt and he wanted to balance his bow a little better. And that guy was like, "Hey, I want to try some bows." So he tried some bows, and then he's like, "Great, thank you very much, whatever." I was like, "Dude, there's a great shop down there that neck of the woods. He can help you out too if you whenever you decide if you don't, if you're not on this side of the world."
Heck yeah.
And I said, "There's two archery clubs right there in the neighborhood that you can go shoot some 3D at, or some other events when they're having it." So, it's just funny how things mingle together. When
It is, and I think the even the funniest thing is this how as many as many people that participate in archery in Georgia, it is
Mhm.
really easy to not get the information from down here
Yep,
up there. You see what I'm saying? Like
for sure.
there's a lot of people that had, like, for instance, the GBAA spring turkey. As much as we put the information out there and blast it on Facebook or whatever, there's a lot of people that didn't had no idea that thing was going on.
Yep,
And same thing about my events and at Coastal Empire and the Geechee's
yep,
events, and the same thing goes for up there. If there's stuff like, I mean, the only reason I know Scrub Buck right now is because of doing this with you, right?
yep, for
And
sure.
then I went in there and started following them or
That's
whatever. So
right.
now I get the stuff. And Sweetwater, I wouldn't have known about Sweetwater had I not,
Been
started
looking at
following,
this.
been looking at this. So, anyways,
Yep.
so it's just funny how that, it's just funny how that happens.
Well, that's what we're supposed to be doing. Is
Exactly. That's right.
you know,
And let me tell you something too. This, if you are listening to this, interacting with this helps the algorithm. It
a
helps it get
hundred.
out there. If you like it, if you commenting, you can comment emojis. It don't
Yeah,
matter what
just
it is.
just just leave a comment. Leave
Just hit a bunch of emojis or something like that.
something. Yep, leave
I
a
mean, it
comment.
helps the
And
yeah.
share, like, and subscribe at
Yeah, all you
all
gotta
the
do is
different.
copy
Yep,
link. If you hit copy link, you're sharing it to everybody. So you're
that's
good.
right. and I have done some testing
Mm-hmm.
over the years of like pushing it out everywhere to see the somebody who clicks on it without like just doing it organically,
Right.
just let it do its own thing versus pushing it everywhere. And it's more about other people sharing it than it is Georgia Archery itself sharing it. So
Mm-hmm. That's right.
um, you know that's the thing. I mean, that's what we're gonna do. Um, are you a turkey hunter?
I like to play with it. I'm not one of those. I can't listen. My wife would shoot me if I
pick up
developed
one
another
more
hobby. If
pick
I
up
had
one more
another,
thing.
I would literally
It's
be sleeping.
hunting, honey. It's all of it,
Yeah, well, nah, she ain't going for it, brother. Which is the reason why I don't duck hunt either. Like
Oh yeah,
I got
well,
tons of buddies that duck hunt,
oh
and
man,
they
for real.
beg me to go. They
Oh
beg
yeah.
me to go. Beg me, come here, come there,
Come
whatever.
shoot. Yep.
And I'm like, bro, if it's as addicting as you say it is, there's
Oh,
no
it's
way in the world that I'm
oh
gonna be able to do this.
well.
You know
I
what I'm
have
saying?
I have friends who love to duck hunt. I'm not a fan, and I'll explain to you why. I'm a fan
Okay.
of duck hunting somewhere there's ducks. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Arkansas, you get in that
Mm-hmm.
blind, you shoot all freaking day because it's just peppered with ducks.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a fan of getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, throwing out your darn stuff, sitting in that cold water, trying to pick up that spot before anybody else does because it's public property.
Yeah, it's public. Yeah, that's right.
And then you have to be there before anybody else does. That sun cracks and you make 3 shots, and all right, time to pick it up and go home. I'm
Time to
not a
go
fan.
home.
I'm not a
Yeah. I
fan.
yeah.
That's
I don't
not
like that.
my thing. I'm definitely not a fan. That drives me. I mean, darn, I'm not a fan.
It's
So,
hilarious. I'll be sitting like, cause I'll be sitting in a deer blind or
oh
whatever,
yeah,
and and when the sun barely breaks, you hear all the freaking
oh
shotguns,
yeah,
right?
pow, 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 pow.
And then you go, okay, well, you start looking, okay, they'll be done in about 15 minutes.
Oh for
So
sure. That's it.
I'll have the woods to myself
Back
in
to
about
yourself.
15
That's
minutes.
right. 100%. That's not my. I mean, I don't understand. I don't get 4.5, 5 hours of preparation for an hour worth of doing. It's
No,
not
I'm not doing
not
that.
my thing.
I'm
I
not doing
mean,
that.
no.
Now, I do got a bunch of buddies that go to Arkansas.
Well, see, like you go some other places. I
Yeah.
mean, I got friends that go to Arkansas. I got people that go down to Louisiana, and shoot. And then it's a blast. There's no doubt about it. Sitting in there,
Hmm.
look, that's a different type of hunting. That guy's in the back cooking you sandwiches,
That's right.
feeding you stuff, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
all he's doing is handing you ammo. You just reload and shoot some more,
That's
and
it. It's
and
just a
you just
good
point,
time.
you just point and shoot because you got enough people there that you ain't gonna shoot the wrong one.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, we can't have but 2 pinwheels and 2 mallards and whatnot. No, you just shoot them all. We'll lay them out against
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. We laying them down. We
That's
dividing them
right.
up. That's how we
That's right.
doing it.
And that's
Yeah.
the fun part.
Now
But yes,
turkey hunting is something a little bit different, but I
for
can't get
sure.
addicted to it. Like I'm not gonna allow myself to get addicted to it. So
Yeah.
I go like once or twice a year,
Yeah, I
just
have
to
some friends who
yeah.
love to turkey hunt, right? I mean, that's their thing. They would rather. I mean, Jay Maxwell is the guy,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh
He would
God,
rather
yeah.
he'd rather turkey hunt than deer
Than
hunt.
anything.
I
Yeah.
told him he's lost his mind, but he's not the guy to want to sit in a deer stand for 4.5 hours.
No, Jay ain't gonna do that. Jay don't
No,
like doing stuff like that. Mm-mm.
I mean, he has. Don't get me wrong, but that's not. I mean, he wants to run a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Call out if it ain't there. Move. Call
Move.
out. There go. He's going to run a gun, and that's if you're a running gun guy. Hey, more power to you. Um, that's not what I like when I deer hunt. I mean, that's what
Mm-mm.
I'm saying. I'm not a running gunner. I'm not a bass fisherman that way, right? Throwing.
That's different. I am.
I know, but I'm
Yeah, I
not.
am though.
I'm not. I'm the guy who's going to throw that darn bobber out there and pop a cold brewski and wait
Let it
for it
sit.
to.
Yeah,
That's
let it
right.
sit.
Because I'm
Well,
just in, and
well,
that's the
mate,
way I deer hunt.
I'm on salt water too, so when we go fishing,
Well,
it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different.
saltwater's a different thing now.
Yeah, that's a whole different animal
Yeah,
out there.
that's a whole different thing. I had some cousins that were from Charleston, and we used to go every year.
Yeah.
Catch them big old slab reds, and we
Mm-hmm.
throw out the crab nets and the whole nine, and the whole 9 yards, and we'd bring everything back and fresh and do it. And it was a whole lot of fun.
Oh
But I
yeah,
don't think I could do that every weekend. I'd be
man. I live so the neighborhood I live in. I live so the ocean's like right in my back door.
Yep.
And so my whole neighborhood, that's what my neighborhood's about. It's a boating neighborhood. It's a
Oh yeah.
it's that type of neighborhood. It's a saltwater neighborhood is what it
Uh-huh.
is. And dude, they love it. This time of year, we're starting to get warm a little
Yep.
bit.
Just to know you get antsy
There'll
them in the
be
house.
there'll
Yep.
be there'll be 3 or 4 fish fries. There'll be every weekend. And the docks will be full. There'll be 60 boats out there every
Oh yeah.
weekend. Every weekend. So
So
yeah,
yeah.
we love it down here. But turkey hunting for me, I'm gonna probably go 1 or 2 times. And I lost about 1,200 acres. About 1,200 acres this year. We lost. They're building Richmond Hill up. It's going to end up looking like
Oh yeah.
Atlanta. So I lost about 1,200 acres, and some of the property that I lost is where most of the turkeys are in
Yep.
my area. So
I
I'll
got
get to I'll get to hunt that like 2 weeks before I have to move everything. So
you.
we'll see. I don't know. I might
Okay.
slide out there and see what
Yeah.
happens.
So yeah, that's why I was asking. So I know a lot of guys that's what they're doing right now. I've flipped through. They went to Florida because Florida opens
Hmm.
early. And there's been several folks that shot some turkeys, and then they're headed over to Alabama,
That's right.
and then they're headed to Georgia to get that turkey season going.
I'm gonna see.
So
I got a buddy that took his son this
yep,
past weekend, and his son's 8 years old.
that's awesome.
Son's name's Wyatt. First turkey he ever killed. The dangum thing had 3 beards.
Oh man,
This
what
thing, I
kind of
think he
luck is
said.
that?
I swear to God, I think he said this bird had like 60 inches of beards or something like that.
That's
I can't find the
ridiculous.
picture. I'd show it
That's
to you, but
crazy.
I'm trying to show it. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, but the kid, you should have seen the kid's face. Like, let me see if you can see it. You see the kid's face?
Oh yeah, that sucker's happy as all
Oh
get
my
out.
gosh.
That's
He
like a
said
fat.
he said they wasn't out there 20 minutes because they had a guy take him and let him hunt his property.
Yep.
And he said the guy hit the call
There it
one
was.
time real light and he came right on in. But
Yeah.
the daggum thing had 3 beards. I was
That's
like, you
crazy.
gotta be kidding me. Look at these 3 beards. Look at that one. You see?
Oh, look at that. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
It was a
awesome.
good turkey. That's a lifetime turkey right there. And I
Oh,
told
for
him,
sure.
I said, son, I said he's gonna have a hard time trying to trump that one. He's 8 years old and already killed a turkey like that, and he won't ever kill another one like that.
Yeah. My buddies have been down there, so I got several buddies been posting pictures. Blake Clifton did his
Hmm.
solo hunt down there. He got a good bird, and Jay and them have been down and they've been shooting. So,
Yep.
so some of those will make YouTube channels for sure.
I think they will. Yeah. I think did he get an Osceola? Is that what Jay got?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. I got you.
Hmm. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not a turkey hunter. I don't have any turkeys on my little property
Right.
that I had some when I first got there. Now it was, you know, I bought this piece of property and it was 5.5 acres. It ties to another 150, but there were some prints on there, turkey prints, and I found a feather or two, or I thought were turkey prints, and then I found out my neighbor had not. He had different birds that
He had
like.
guineas.
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
guineas
He
that
had
like
some
to talk,
guineas. Yeah.
and so they leave that same. I was thinking, dang,
Yeah, they do.
but yeah, it is what it is, and you know, but who knows? I don't even know if I'll even turkey hunt at all.
That's
But
unfortunate.
I'm a bow hunter at heart, but I still believe a turkey is made to be shot in the face with a shotgun. Just saying, I just what I believe. Yeah,
Hey,
you know.
I don't disbelieve that. However, I would love to take one with my bow.
Yeah, well, we had a
It's extremely hard from what I've been told.
yeah, so we had a
So
turkey talk at the shop,
right,
and Terry Rome, which is if anybody knows who Terry is, I mean, Hall of Fame, turkey caller.
turkey call, yeah.
Yep, and my thing, I always tell, my favorite thing about Terry. Terry's a great guy. My favorite thing to always talk about Terry is on Saturdays when I would watch uh, Buckmasters, and he'd come out there and sit on the couch and talk to Miss Jackie
Yeah.
about all of his different stuff. I always tell him, I was like, "You was my hero," and he's like, "I ain't nobody." And then we had Tim Knight, which has shot 103 birds with his bow, not in a blind.
Really?
Yes. That's an amazing feat. I
That's
don't care who you
amazing, man.
are.
That's amazing because that's what
I,
that's what I've been told. Like, if you're gonna kill one, you got to kill him out of the blind. And I'm like, dude, I don't want
uh,
to be restricted to a
well,
blind when I
Tim
go
is the
turkey
man
hunting.
when it comes to that. There's no doubt about it. I mean, and he's at 103, and he's like, I can't end at 103. I'm gonna keep going. He's an avid deer hunter,
Hmm.
hog hunter. He mounts some. He runs a taxidermy service down there in Dublin, and he has some beautiful stuff. So he's a very talented fella. Sells a little broadhead. Um, you know, uh, and it does his job.
Okay.
So he's been in the industry for a while,
Hmm.
back and forth. But yeah. So
What's a
it was
broadhead called?
dang it, bipolar.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Dang it, I had to. It was like I was fixing to like that ain't gonna. I knew he was fixing to ask that, and I was like trying to get it out. It's bipolar broadheads. So
Yep.
um
Yeah,
and
I think Bill sold some for a little while down there.
yep. So I remember when he wouldn't make one in 100 grain.
That's the story Bill tells. Yeah.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Hmm.
He's like it just would, and he does make one in 100 grain now, but he had to find the right materials, the right whatever's, because he said it's just I'm not going to just skin it down, make it thinner and less useful just to hit 100 grain. So
Right. Yeah.
that was,
Yeah.
but yeah, um, I guess that's the elephant in the room for this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last time there was one of these ASA. This is number 2.
This is number 2.
The last time that we talked on a Wednesday, and it was the first one, and we made sure you didn't stand up because she was washing all your clothes to get it all packed up and ready to go.
Yeah, that's right. That's
And
right.
I sent you a text message today, said, "Are we on for tonight?" And you was like, "Yep." I said, "Well, make sure you got on pants because she's watching your stuff."
She
And
would
what
normally be, yes.
what
She
is
would
your
normally.
reply?
I ain't going this time.
Oh
This,
my gosh!
yeah, this one I'm not gonna make this one. So unfortunately, so y'all send me some pictures, man. I hope everybody shoots good this
Well,
weekend. So I
well,
won't be there.
I am working half a day tomorrow,
Okay.
and then I'm headed that way.
Okay. Cool. So you decided to go. That's good.
A friend of mine said, "Hey, I got a room. Come on," and he's like, "I'll swing by and pick you up."
Oh man. So
So
you got a room and a ride.
room, ride, the
Whole nine.
whole kabang.
Yeah,
So
the whole nine.
yep,
Okay.
I'm headed down. This will be the first one since 2021 for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't shot ASA since 21.
Mm, 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 mm.
So um, and before that was 19. I shot one, I think, and then 15. I don't know. I didn't shoot a lot for a while, so not
Right.
in the
Yeah.
ASA circuit, I should say.
Right. Yeah.
So this will be my first one.
This
Old
is a good
poison.
one to go to.
Oh,
This one's
it's
fun.
close.
It's
It's
close.
close.
Yeah.
It used to be the classic for years. That was where we
Hmm.
finished. We always finished down there.
Right. Yeah.
I watched several friends make the top podium, finished in a class, B class, C class. They know they don't have that anymore. But I watched several people, podium in the classic, which is the world's
The
the
world's.
classic. And that's where it was at. So it's always been they do a great job down there. Um, and the cool part is I don't have to go. I can go. We go on the backside over there, so it's you know at Fort Benning, but yet it's on the backside, so you don't have to go through no securities.
You know, I got to go through. Yeah, you don't have to go through the gate or anything like that.
If you do, I mean, because you can
You
get there
can.
from
Yeah,
there,
you
no,
can.
no
Yeah,
doubt.
that's right. You can go
But there's
across the
a
river right there.
yep. But that means you have to, abide by inspections and stuff. Not saying that it's a bad thing. Don't get me wrong, but I mean,
No.
it just slows you down to get where you want to go.
Yeah, you just have to give your IDs. They run a daggone mirror around your truck, or
That's right. All that
all
good
that good
stuff.
stuff. Yeah, that's right.
But so if you go around the other way, you don't have to go through that. There is
Mm-mm.
no cell phone service.
You will not. You will not get no cell phone service in that place. I promise you.
So there's no cell phone service.
Uh-uh.
So you'll see a lot of pictures uploaded in the evenings from the day before.
Yep.
I know that Competition Archery Media and PJ has said, to keep up with it, they have a guy who takes a picture, gets in his car, drives all the way out, sends it, and then heads back. And by the time he heads back, he meets somebody about halfway that's already showing the next five have already
Right.
scored and done by the time it gets. So they're constantly doing that, trying to keep out, people from outside up to date on what's going on.
Right. They're trying to keep everybody updated on exactly what's going on in pro ranges and stuff like that,
Yep.
which is good. Like,
Oh, it's a
because
great
that's what,
thing for
for the
sure.
people like for us that are not going.
Oh yeah,
Like, we
we
want
all
to
want to
know.
know.
Like, we're going to be sitting on there going, well, we'll be sitting right. Okay, who's
You
leading
wait,
now?
just
Who's leading now?
keep pushing that button, see if the score is updated yet.
That's
Score's
right.
updated yet.
Refresh.
That's right.
So
100%.
that's what we do. So they do a really good job with that, and keeping everybody updated. It's just a lot harder at bending because there is no cell service.
That's right.
Especially when that first plane launches and you start seeing parachutes, you ain't getting nothing.
Nothing. That's
You
right.
ain't getting
They have
nothing after that.
cut it all off for sure. But yeah, so I'm headed down with some friends and shoot in the old man's class. Hopefully that I can not embarrass myself.
Nah, you'll be good. You've been shooting pretty good. You'll
And
be all right.
and have a good time and get to see some friends I hadn't seen in forever.
That's right.
If you are a Georgia Archer and you're going down there, I think there's a poll pushed on Instagram.
Is there?
Let's see. I think it just went out. Let me look and make sure. I think it went out on Instagram. Yep. Tap to vote. So it says, "Are you going to the?" So if you're on Instagram, go out there and just fill out the poll. If you see me, holler at me, wave at me,
It's
run
on the
me.
story. So you got to
Yep,
look at
it's on the
story.
story.
It's
That's
not
right.
a post. It's a story.
Yeah, well, the polls all have to go through
Stories. Yeah.
stories. So,
Gotcha.
and there's probably one scheduled for a little later to go through Facebook for the older guys. it's a demographic thing, right?
It's a demographic thing. That's right.
For sure. But
We
yeah,
got a few people going. So I think we are me and Dad are the only ones from my club that's not going that regular. So I think there's going to be 5 Coastal Empire archers going down there to shoot. Unfortunately, it's not going to be me. So
well, we were counting that up from the Ace Apache / Ace team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15. It's a lot.
15.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Because there's Ken, Alicia, JD, LJ, Danny and Dwayne. I mean Danny and Daniel.
Danny and okay.
And
So is Daniel shooting this year?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it. Yes, he's shooting. He's shooting. No, he's shooting really good.
Is he really? Good.
He's sneaking in there. He's been working on some things, and it is working for him. There's no doubt.
Cool.
Let's see, Gabriella, Sophie. I named JD. Me.
LJ. Did you say LJ?
LJ.
Is LJ going? Yeah.
Yep. LJ's headed.
Jazz. Is Jazz going?
Jazz is going.
His daddy?
Yep. Okay. I think his daddy's going.
All right.
Then we have JD's going. Peyton's going. Sophie's going. Yeah. So I mean, it's a pile.
Y'all got a lot. Yeah. Y'all got a lot. That is a 3D rich area where you're
at.
It's very 3D rich right there.
Yeah. So that's it'll be a bunch of us, and then I'm going with Mike Beam. So he's with us. So that's, I mean, I don't know. We was counting it today. And it's like, good Lord, and every time we'd count, we'd add one later. Go, oh man, we forgot about this one, and we forgot about that one. So yeah, there'll be a bunch of us. So if you see me, holler at me. I'll have my little camera with me. Not the big one, but the little camera in my phone. We'll try to film some little stuff and get some stuff going out. So
if you see a Coastal Empire shirt, y'all take a picture of it, send it to me.
No,
because for some reason, them dudes don't like to take pictures.
They don't like to be seen.
they like to duck off.
They wear it in camouflage.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So if you're watching this and you're going, take a picture. tag Georgia Archery in it. We will share it to everybody else. So even doesn't make a darn which club you with. Um,
Absolutely.
post up. We're gonna represent the Georgia
Represent
Archers.
Georgia. That's
That's
right.
right.
As a
And
whole.
as a whole, go out there and do your thing. That's all weekend long. Matter of fact, they opened early for people to have practice bags and
Hmm.
some 3D ranges. So
Yeah, I seen that. That's cool.
so it's pretty cool. And the weather snuck by. It looks like Sunday,
It,
Monday, but Sunday later and Monday will come across Georgia.
right. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So, do
So
you think they opened up? Go back to the opening practice range up early. Do you think they opened the practice range up early because they are Fridays are Friday is not the option anymore, and Sunday's the option? So they're do you think that's the reason why?
according to mine personal, yours is 50. Anybody who's 50 and higher, it is not an option, right? The option is Sunday.
No, we don't have an option.
That's what I'm saying. But on
Right.
mine, it still reads Saturday, Sunday with a Friday option.
Does it really?
My
I'll
card still reads that.
hmm.
Yes, they've talked about it. They really want everybody to shoot the Friday, Saturday.
Okay. Okay.
But my card, the way it came about when I registered, it has your Friday option is this for your Sunday score.
Okay. Because I thought
I know at one time I read it too.
I want to say at one. I don't know what Foley did, but for whatever reason, I want to say Foley did it the opposite way. I could be wrong, but
Well, Foley,
because I don't get an option,
yeah,
and
you don't get an
that's
option. And they're
yeah.
trying to get most everybody there to finish up Friday, Saturday. I mean, they really
Okay.
are. So they can
Yeah.
get out of there faster on Sunday.
Right. It makes sense.
Uh,
And I know I'm gonna catch a lot of heat for that because there's a bunch of people that are diehard. They want to keep it the way it is, and they don't want to change anything. It needs to stay exactly the way it was
well,
created in
well, I'm
1989. Yada yada
I'm
yada.
I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna
But
explain something.
things
the
change,
The
people.
only constant in this world is things are going to change. It's the
Absolutely.
only constant.
Absolutely. And I think what
Evolved.
people quit I think what people have to understand, and they don't realize this, is this thing has to be run like a business. It is a business,
It is a business.
right? So it's a business.
Yep.
Your feelings have to be put aside. Now, not saying they don't care about the
No, no,
shooters and
no. Right.
or anything like that, but it's a business. If it's not making sense, meaning it's not making money,
Oh yeah.
then it's got to go. They've got to at some point start trimming the fat. You know what I mean?
Well,
And if that
50,
means
50 classes is a lot.
that's a lot of classes. Yeah, that's a lot of classes. And in my personal opinion, I think they can start there too. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh no, but they've done it in the past, right?
Yeah.
They have moved classes around. You went, you were
This is
doing some
my opinion.
research. You were doing some research.
I did do some research. I
Um,
did do some research. I don't know if I want to say
no,
what
no,
I
but
found,
you did
but
some research, and you
right,
saw some classes that didn't have a lot of folks in it,
sure,
and you saw some classes that were growing leaps and bounds,
absolutely,
and you saw where some numbers had depleted and some numbers had moved, and this, that, and the other. I mean, it's just what it is, right?
it is what it is. Yeah, it,
Um,
it's change.
it's
It's
change,
change. It's
no
what it
doubt
is.
about it. Um,
In my personal opinion, in my opinion, don't mean crap. I understand that, and but in my personal opinion, I think if you're going to go to one of these things
yep.
and you can't shoot 40 yards, then I'm don't get me wrong. I mean, I like the fun classes and I like everybody to. I mean, but come on, man, let's put everybody at. I mean, all those classes that are under 40 for adults. What do we? I mean, I'm probably gonna catch some heat for saying that, but that 30-yard class. I mean, when are we gonna do away with that 30-yard class?
Well, well,
Honestly, I mean, let's
and
be
and
honest
and,
about it.
and I don't. I got a different view on that.
Okay, tell me.
I don't mind having a 30-yard class as long as it's not going to be that's your fun class.
Sure.
You pay your minimum money, you line up, you shoot it, you go home. There ain't no who, when, what, when, where, and how.
That's exactly right.
That is your
Okay, I can see that.
that is your test run for the event.
Okay.
Because if I sign up for your club and I shoot fun, I can shoot from any of those stakes.
You can shoot from anywhere.
Doesn't matter, right?
Don't matter. That's right.
So, I'm not saying to limit it to a 30 yard, but you can have a fun class. Hey, you want to come out and try this?
Okay.
This is your trial. This is try ASA class.
Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because I got some kids.
Right,
I got some folks that have never shot a bow before,
right.
and 40 yards scares the bejesus out of them,
Okay.
right? Because they've been
Right.
shooting indoors in the range, and so you're like, hey, 30 yards. Well, I guess that'd be okay. That's fine, you know. And they would go spend the money for that class.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that class is on the other side is there's a whole bunch of sand baggers.
And that's what I was fixing to say. There are way too many people in that class
That shoot
that
better than that.
that have stuck around in a 30-yard class that are you just go, man, at some point you got to go, look, man, 40-yard class doesn't mean you shoot from 40
Oh
yards
no,
for 40 targets, okay?
you have
Just
40
let's just
40
understand
targets
that.
and have 3 of them, you know.
You might have 3 of them at 40 yards, 5 of them at 40 yards, whatever the case is. But I mean, come on, let's call a spade a spade. Whenever they push to 60 yard, push the pros to 60 yards, they
For a
ain't
reason.
shooting every one of those damn things at 60 yards.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They might have a few of them at 60 yards, but they're not shooting every one of them at 60 yards. And
Oh,
that
for
goes
sure.
the same for every class. So
Oh yeah.
if you're scared of a 40-yard class because it says 40 yards, look, man, I'm here to tell you, every one of them damn things ain't 40 yards.
Well,
You know?
you shot in another organization that everybody that was an adult shot a long, long ways.
That's right. 60 yards.
Yes, sir.
Bow hunters was shooting the bow hunter
All
class.
day
That was a
long.
60-yard
60-yard
class.
class. That's
So
right.
I don't know. I come from a different place, but I do see it as a business. I do understand it's a business, and I do understand that the changes are coming because they are thinking like a business. And
Yes.
that's where the changes are
Oh
coming from.
yeah. But you as a club, you're a business, running a business as a club.
Okay.
You'll take that money from the 30-yard shooter, and that's their fun. That's the fun class because you take a lot of fun guys.
I do. We do.
It
I
doesn't,
do a lot
but
of fun. Yeah.
it doesn't. It doesn't cost you anything. You're gaining money on that in the long run. Wait,
Don't. Okay.
there's a target use,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to pay anything back. You're not going to lose anything on that,
Right.
right? So you're not having to put out an award and
Mm-hmm.
do a percentage back or nothing like that. So
Mhm.
I would say I don't know. I'm not saying that the 30-yard needs to go because I mean I'm just saying that maybe you're right that let's not let people sit around and hang around in the 30-yard class forever.
That's
I
right.
mean, I'm from a time at ASA when I watched several bow hunter guys win the first one, podium in the top 3 on the second one, and never go back to another one. Why?
Because they got pushed out.
No, because if they had won another dollar, they'd be pushed out.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I see.
And so then they'd stop. And then
and then come
next
back
year,
next year. Yeah,
they'd do it again.
do it again. Yeah,
So
yeah. See, I can't. That's not in my DNA.
No,
I
it's
can't
not.
do that. I can't do that. That's not in my DNA.
yeah.
I'm way too. I'm a type A guy.
But the point, you know what I'm saying? There are people who
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
That's right.
And
That's
and
right.
I personally, and I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I'll personally look at it this way: there ain't enough money in it for me to feel
No.
like I need to just quit because next year I'm gonna. Now,
No.
now, if
I
I
need to
was,
make my travel money. What are you talking about?
that's what I'm talking
You
about.
know, I
You
mean,
can finish first and not make enough to cover your cost.
yeah,
There's no doubt.
exactly.
So there's
Exactly.
no reason for you to stop shooting it, right?
The only reason I say is a little bit different for ASA is because they still have to set that range, right?
Yeah.
So that range has to be set. Now, if you eliminate that class, then that range don't exist no more. It's gone. So they don't have to set that range. They don't have to buy them targets. That eliminates that range
Well, there's some
unless
youth that are using that same range.
youth use that range. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, they're
So now
still setting the range.
you're hurting yourself on that. But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
maybe that same range is no longer tied up with people that you're trying to give an award to,
Right.
and throwing the first 2 out because it's the novice class. They don't even
Mm-hmm.
call it that anymore. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it was the novice class forever, right?
Yeah, they don't call it that no more. What do they call it? They call it
just pins
something
pins
30
30
pins.
or
Is that what it
open
is?
men's 30 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I
I don't know. I'm
mean,
not trying to jump on. So,
no, no,
if you're
no,
a
no.
pins 30 shooter and you're
That's not
listening to
that's not
this,
what we're
I'm
talking
not
about.
jumping on you.
No,
Hey, I'm not jumping on nobody that shoots that class. All I'm
no.
saying is I'm looking at this. I'm standing outside the box. I'm looking at it from the outside in, going, this is a business and they're doing things and they're making changes. And that could be one of the things that they change. I don't know.
Do you have another one?
What's that? I got a lot. That's all I do this time of year right here. I just sit around because like March is my
It's your
slow month,
slow
so
month,
it's
right?
my
So you
slow
got more
month. So
stuff
I
to
got
do.
all kind of stuff. We can go. I did a lot of research.
I know we've talked about it. We've talked about it. Um, so the Kentucky Tack opened up today.
Oh, did it?
Yep. Uh,
Okay, man. I'm gonna go to one. I'm going to one, and I think I'm gonna go to one. I'm probably gonna go to one this year. Probably.
oh, now he's changing to this year.
Yeah, I probably. I've been toying with it. I've been playing
One
with my.
day, just go
Yep.
one day.
Probably one day. Yeah, I'll
So,
probably go one day.
so there's still openings in Tennessee for one day.
Tennessee for one day. Yeah, there is. And that'll
Sundays,
probably be the one I go to because it's
Sunday's pretty
closest.
open.
Mm-hmm.
36 days away. In case anybody wants to know, Tennessee Tack is 36 days away as of today.
That's right. 36 days away. And there are a ton of people
Oh yeah.
that matter of fact, I pushed my range out I think I got 3 targets at 70 plus right now that I was able to get 70 yards out of. So I pushed my practice range out
Yep.
with my 3D public range.
Hmm.
I pushed it out to 70 plus for some of them guys that were
They
asking
needed
about
it.
it.
They wanted it. They want to be able to
Yeah,
swing that
yeah,
long.
that's what they want. Yeah.
They're testing it now. So
That's right. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, essentially, tax coming, tax drawing the crowd, and they're doing their thing.
They
Uh,
are.
so as we were talking,
Mm-hmm.
I saw some posts on Facebook that said, "Hey, is there anything going on this weekend local because or in the state because of the ASA?" And usually the answer is no,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the
Usually.
ASA is a pretty big driver in our state, right? So, but North Georgia Archery and Cumming is having a fun shoot on Sunday.
Okay. North Georgia Archery.
Yep,
I'm
you
gonna
have to
write
look him
that
up.
down right here. Yeah.
It's a fun shoot. He said he has invested a whole lot of money in some Reinhardt targets. Come out in his backyard and shoot for fun and have some fun with him.
That sounds pretty
I
cool.
don't know if he's got a donation box or what he's got, but he
Right.
just said there was nothing in the Cumming area. And so he bought some targets, and now he's sort of like what Scrubbuck has done, right? Scrubbuck had this area and had his targets out, and he's like, "Hey, just come on and shoot with us."
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. I mean, that's what I did. I mean, I did the same thing. I think a lot of people did the same thing.
Yeah.
Started out with, there's, I'm not going to call any names, but I had a conversation with someone about a week and a half ago about this same topic, and the topic was, hey, how can I get some how can I get some Delta McKenzie targets because I want to start a range? And I'm like, well, where you want to start a range at, they have targets. Like there's targets there. You know what I mean? And this person was like, I don't know. Everybody wants to shoot the Delta McKenzies, and I'm like, yeah, they do. But
Do they?
but do they? Number one, and number two, everybody's itching for somewhere to go shoot, somewhere closer to them where they don't have to drive 2 hours, 3 hours
That's right.
away, or whatever the case is. And if you are planning on starting something or hosting something, right? It don't have to be a every month thing. It could be a
One
one
time.
off.
Yeah,
It could be a one off or whatever.
for
And
sure.
then you start getting attraction. So if you're that person and you have access to some targets, albeit some Reinhardt targets, they don't all have to be Delta McKenzies. If they
That's
are
right.
Reinhardt targets, this is a way to get people to come out there to know that you're here, know that you're wanting to participate, and get people to come participate. And then in the future, if something happens and something opens up and there's some doors open up and you're able to get your hands on some Delta McKenzie's, then
Go after it.
you've already got a following. You already
That's
got some
right.
people that's willing to
Established.
come. Yeah, exactly. So
Well, I will say this that if you go to a TAC event, you're not going to shoot a Delta McKenzie target.
no, you will not. That's
Not going to
absolutely right.
happen. You're going to shoot a whole bunch of funny looking targets. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you shoot a fish at 55 yards. I mean, a
That
carp.
carp, that
Yep.
orange carp. Yeah,
Yep.
I got that orange carp too.
Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and TAC draws a crowd of people, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, looking at it as a business, I need people.
I need people. That's right. That's
I
exactly
don't.
right.
I don't have to have the the tournament full time crowd if I have
Correct.
people
Hmm.
shooting. You
That's
know,
right. That's right.
I mean, we've gotten together at a range just like you at Richmond Hill. We got one right down the road, and
Hmm.
we've gotten together, and there'll be 25 people just show up to shoot, and we'll all go through and have a great time.
That's right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I usually carry my hunt bow with that, because
Well,
it's more of
it's
the
yeah,
tack
it's
type event.
and
It's
listen
more
to
of
what
a
you just said. There was 25 people
yep,
show up to shoot Reinhardt's,
yep,
right? To show up
yep,
to shoot Reinhardt's with their hunting bows, primarily.
yep.
Is what.
That's right.
So if you get 25 bow hunters,
That's right.
send me 25 bow hunters. You
You
know what
had
I
9, right?
mean?
You need
Send
those
me 20.
25.
I'm giving
I
away
know.
$3,000 worth of stuff, and I can't get 20 bow hunters. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? So
I understand
I mean, send me that many bow hunters.
for
I'd
sure.
gladly take that many bow hunters.
I
Hell
hear
yeah.
you, but that's why. I mean, don't get me wrong. When you're and because you were in that space for a while, like you were in the ASA. That was the key, and we
That's the
needed to
key.
be
Yeah.
ASA, right? We needed to be ASA,
And I
and
still
you
am. I'm
and
not
not.
saying
Oh no,
believe
I'm.
me.
I mean,
I love it and I chase
if
it
I
and
was
I
if I
love
was
it.
not if I was. I mean, I'm not going because I'm not headed to ASA because I don't like it. I mean, I wouldn't
Hmm.
have gone. I enjoy the whole concept of the whole thing and how they've done things. I'm not knocking what they have done. Don't get me wrong.
That's right.
But there's a whole lot of folks that just like shooting stuff,
They just like shooting stuff. They like shooting their bows. That's all.
and they like the alligator, like you talked about,
That's right.
or the funny looking spider, or the mosquito.
You should
You
see the
know,
dinosaur that I'm redoing right now. Oh God, that's gonna be a good looking one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, those type of things, right? So the people. There's a whole lot of more people with bows in their hands that can show up to an event and don't care nothing about score. Don't care nothing. They
Hmm.
just want the camaraderie to hang out with other people that are like minded shooting their bows.
That's right.
So I mean, and nothing's wrong with tournament archery. Tournament archery is awesome, and there's a place for it.
Man, I love it, and
And
Lord knows I love it when I step out on a range, and I know I sound like I don't whenever we do these things because it always sounds like I'm beating down one organization and putting another
nope,
organization here, and I've never even shot this other organization. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at it from a business standpoint, but Lord knows when I step on an archery range, it's all about the score for me. Like
for sure.
I want to shoot my best score I've ever shot. That's going
That's
to
what we
be
want to do.
the
I
reason
mean,
I step out there. So
100%.
let's not think that I'm the guy that's down in tournament archery. No, because I'm
No,
100% a tournament archer. Outside of bow hunting, but
that's right.
facts are facts.
Oh yeah, there's a whole lot
So
more bow hunters than there are tournament archers.
there just really
There's
is.
no doubt about it. The problem is, no offense, but the problem is like who we're reaching, reaches out to one or two of those guys, and then
Hmm.
10 or 12 of the tournament archers, because we talk about, and had been for the longest time, and we've switched. I mean, now we've talked a lot about hunting. We've talked
Hmm.
a lot about different tournaments and different things and different stuff. Like I said, we
That's right.
should scrub Buck. I mean, support him. North Georgia. If you're in the Cumming area and you're a bow hunter, go out there and check him out. See that event and do that.
Absolutely.
So that's what's going on this weekend. But yeah. So I'll keep as many updates as I can. On my first time in I guess 4 years since I've been to an ASA.
Yeah, let us know how you shoot, man.
And hopefully I don't embarrass my old ass self.
Nah, you'll be all right. You'll be okay. You'll be
But
okay. You've been shooting pretty good.
I hate
I've seen those scores.
I hate this that you're gonna miss it.
I do too, because I've been shooting pretty good. I've been shooting
You have
really,
been shooting
really
very
good.
well.
I've been shooting really good. That the changes that I've made since Foley have really helped me. I was on a roll last week to shoot about. I think I was on a run last week to shoot 28 up, and got to run in my mouth and turned around
Uh-oh.
and didn't. I don't even think I ranged the
Set
target. I
set
just
your
shot
sight, people.
it. So kids, tournament archers, set your sight, especially if you're on a run like I was. Like I at that when I shot that five, I'm lucky it even hit the leg.
Yep.
But when I shot that five, I was sitting 18 up, and I still had 8 targets to go.
Yeah.
When I shot that five. So set your sights, kids. At least at the bare minimum, range the target, and don't get all caught up in all the conversation around you, especially if you're trying to shoot a score. Man, look here, stay focused, because that is always and forever will be my problem.
Yep. Squirrel.
Squirrel.
You can find all this information and more on the website, www.georgiaarchery.com. There's a calendar page. There's a picture page. So we took photos at all the places that we're at, and can hang out and see and do. If you don't see your information on our calendar, send us a message. You can message us on every social media platform you can think of, because we're there: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, now X, and Snappy Chat and
Snappy
Tiki
chappy.
Talks. That's right, we're on it all. And then if you want to listen to this as you drive down the road to work, you can find us on everything there is. And if you don't, send us a message and we'll make sure we get on your favorite app. But we're pretty listed on a bunch of them for sure. And YouTube, we'll run some. There's a whole lot of shorts. I always take a couple of shorts from all of these videos and
Good old
push them out.
YouTuber.
Yep, push it out on the shorts on YouTube and some TikToks and whatever to try to drive some, different stuff. If you want to be a guest, if you got something you want to talk about and get off your chest about archery in the state of Georgia, send us a message. We will let you come on.
Let's talk about it.
That being said, I'm just going to throw this out here.
Okay.
And you got to tell me now.
All right.
Second
who?
Yep. April 2nd.
All right.
Live.
What we doing? Oh, okay. All right. You want me to put it on my calendar?
Are you down?
Yeah.
So if you've listened to this and you've heard this, the plan would be
go live where?
Go live on YouTube and Facebook.
YouTube and the book.
Yep. I won't be quite, the TikTok's not working quite like I want it to yet. I'm working on that.
So by that, what he means is he don't have enough followers. So y'all need to go follow us on
Oh,
TikTok.
I do have enough followers.
Oh, okay.
It's the way of the software that I'm using right now.
Oh, okay. I got you. I thought you were still under.
No, we have broke that mark. Thank you, Bo, boy,
Botok.
Botok.
Yeah, Scott. We appreciate you, Scott.
Helped. We call it the Bo Boy effect, right?
Yep, that's right.
But it bumped me over the top for us to be able to go live.
Cool.
But the software itself needs a key and stuff, and I'm trying to get it worked out. So that's the next step. But if you find it on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, will kick it in an hour, and we usually right now have been running over an hour. So it's just Facebook and YouTube right now, but we can read all the comments and
we get to interact with everybody. So y'all come and join us.
And we'll talk about what happened at the ASA. We get to hear all of that, and maybe one of the Georgia archers that made a podium can come in and chit chat with us. That's right.
Let's talk about your weekend. If you make the podium this coming week,
that's right.
We want to talk about your weekend. Y'all join us.
So we're going live. So everybody understands that we will go live on YouTube and on Facebook on the 2nd. That is not April 1st. That is not an April Fool's joke. That is a real deal Holyfield. So, I think that's about it. Boy, did you just get the empty out of that? You just sucked the bottom of that thing.
It's over with. I
It's
needed this
over.
to do
You,
this podcast. I'm not even gonna lie.
you need
I
us not.
did.
Hey, well, so look, everybody's been listening. Your audio is awesome.
It's a lot better. It's a lot better. I think we figured some things out.
We got some things
Yeah.
fixed, I think. So,
Yeah.
you're back on the big microphone and some headphones, and background noise is not as loud, and so forth
Mm-hmm.
and so on. So,
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
glad
Yep.
we got
Yep.
that figured out. I did see Robbie this weekend, and he's reworking his stuff. Maybe, just maybe, look, we get him on the live with us. So if you friends with Robbie Surface, go on, send him a message. Say he needs to be on the live next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, he
If
needs to
he
get on there with us.
get
Let's
on
talk
there
about
with
them
us.
kids he's coaching down there.
Oh yeah, he's got some good ones down there for sure. Talk about how he's doing in business because he's started a new thing.
He did. He did. Yep.
And is doing his new thing, so that's awesome. He's doing a Raising Aries thing, so I mean he's got a lot to talk about too. So we can always talk it up and do some fun things. So, but I think that's about it. You know of anything else I forgot to say?
No, I don't think so. I think
All
that's
right.
it, man.
So I'm gonna close it out with this because I used to do this and I said it last week. Take someone, teach them how to shoot a bow. It will last them a lifetime. Until next time, I'm Big John,
I'm the manna from Savannah.
and we'll see you.